The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th Canto, 5th Chapter, text number 23, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on the 31st of March, 1976, in Vrindavan, India.
Sri Rupam Chakrajatam
Savanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padasevanam Archaram Bandhanam Dasam Saptam Mahatmiji Iti Pumsa Pita Vishnu Bhaktischet Navalakshana Kriyeta Bhagavatadhya Tanmanne Hidamuttam. So, the 9 different processes of devotional service. So Prahlad Maharaj was asked by his father to say something from whatever he had learned. He considered that what he had learned from the spiritual master was the best of all teachings, whereas what he had learned about diplomacy from his material teachers, Sanda and Amakka, was useless. So, the education at the present moment throughout the whole world is Sanda-Marka education. For a devotee, such kind of education has no value. Ahara Nidra Bhayamansumanja. Everyone is being educated how to live comfortably with reference to the comforts of the body. This is not education. Real education is to understand oneself, self-realization, and with that purpose one should make progress in Krishna consciousness. In the beginning with Sravanam, as we are hearing, without Sravanam, there is no beginning of spiritual education. Satam prasangat mahubhi jasambhya. That Shravan, hearing also, should be accepted from devote, from real devote. Sri Sadhudananda Goswami recommended that Brahmana, he wrote something about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There are so many discrepancies. So, Sadhudananda Goswami was not at all satisfied with such writings. He chastised the Brahmana that you cannot write. So, unless one is self-realized, there is practically no use writing about Krishna. This transcendental writing does not depend on material education. It depends on the spiritual realization. So you will find, therefore, in the comments of Bhagavatam by different acharyas, even there are some discrepancies, they are accepted as arsa prayoga. They should remain as it is. So, Sanatana Goswami therefore says, Avaishnava mukhaddina pudahari kathamritam sravanam na khattambam. One who is not Vaishnava, from him one should not hear. Harikathamritam, Harikatha, Srimad Bhagavatam is Harikatha, and it is Amrita next to it. But if it is recited or explained by some Avaishnava, one should not hear. It is forbidden. The example is given, Sattachishtapayogatha. So, professional reciters or one who speaks and writes for living means, it is strictly prohibited. Now at Kayam Upajindi, one should not make Bhagavad recitation as a means of livelihood. That is, the process is not accepted. The Sarvanam Kirtanam Vishnu, he should hear from Vaishnava. At least one who is trying to become Vaishnava, not professional man. Bhakti Parishanubhava Virakti Annatrasya. So, the taste of advancement in Krishna consciousness is that one should be detestful, lose attachment to the material things. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj did not like the material education from Sandan on. He very plainly said to his father that what I have heard from my spiritual master Narad Muni, spiritual master means Narad Muni or his representative. Therefore we should follow the Narad Pancharatra instruction. Sarvopādhi vinimuktam tatparasena nirmal. According to Narad Pancharatra, one should be free from all designation. Just like you buy from America and Europe, you have forgotten your designation. Therefore, you are advanced and people are very much praising how these Europeans, Americans have become nice people. They do not know that they are no longer Americans or Europeans. They are the Krishna's servants. This is Sarvopādhi Vinimuktam. So long we shall think that I am America, I am India, I am Africa, there is no possibility of advancement in Krishna consciousness. This teaching we have got from the greatest authority, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He said that I am not a Brahmin, I am not a Kshatriya, I am not a Vaishya, I am not a Shudra, neither I am a Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Banapurusha, sannyasi. I am simply servant of Krishna. Gopi Vastu Padakamalyo Radha. So, the more we advance in the matter of becoming designation less. No designation. Sarvopādhi vinimuktam. So now we have got Upādhi designation. There are many desires, material desires. But we have to become zero about the material desires. Karma, Jnana, Yoga, they are all material desires. Bhakti, Mukti, Siddhi, Kami, Sakali, Asam. Because they are in the material world. The Karmi, they are in the material world. The Jnanis, they are simply trying to get out of the material world. But their attempt will be failure because they do not catch up the real spiritual world. The real spiritual world is Krishna. And yogi, they are after demonstrating magic and get cheap popularity. So they are also in the material. Kurmis, Jnanis and yogis. Only pure devotees, they are in the spiritual. Sarvopādhi. That is confirmed by Krishna. Manchambaricharini bhakti yogina jaseva sarvanam samatita etana brahma bhuyaya. So, as soon as you engage yourself in pure devotion, without any material desire, without any material designation, immediately you are liberated. Sarupena avasthita. That is real situation of our constitution position. So long we are not engaged in Krishna's service, there is our opposite number of life. That's real life. Real life is when you are fully engaged in Krishna consciousness. All is engaged. That is life. Savanam Kirtanam. So, to be fixed up in the spiritual life, we should always engage ourselves. Savanam Kirtanam. Savanam Kirtanam of whom? Vishnu. Of Krishna and Vishnu. Even not of any other name, what to speak of ordinarily. We are engaged in Savanam Kirtan from the morning. We take a newspaper and we read what the politicians say, but so many nonsense things. We waste our time. We should increase our taste for hearing and chanting about Vishnu, Krishna. That engagement we have fully in the Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. So stick to these two books, or Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaitanya Charitamrita is still far advanced. So anyway, we should always engage ourselves, 24 hours. Kirtaniya Sada. Here we say Savanam Kirtana, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says Kirtaniya Sada. Sada means 24 hours. We shall mold our life in such a way that if somebody says, how it is possible, we have got other business, how it is possible to simply engage in Savanam Kirtana. That was Smarana. Whatever you are hearing, you should remember. That is very easy. Savanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Padaseva. And always engaged in serving. Sri Vigrahana Asana Nityanana Singharitana Mandiramandana. If you have no engagement, simply cleanse this temple. Mandiramandana. That is also service. That is also service. Padaseva. Aksharam, Vandanam, that actually worshipping, decorating, Vandanam, offering prayer, Darsam, Shaktam. In this way, you remain always engaged in Krishna's service, then you are to be considered the most learned. That is the recommendation of Prahlad Maharaj. Tanmanne adhika uttam. In my mind, in my decision, persons who are engaged in Krishna consciousness fully, they are to be understood as the first class advance in education. And this material education, of course we are going to open the Gurukul. Our aim is not how to make the student a big grammarian. No, that is not our purpose. How to make him fully Krishna conscious. That is the aim of the Gurukul. In the Gurukul description, there is nothing such thing as how to make the student a big grammarian. Or generally, they take Sanskrit education first grammar, and it is recommended that one should read at least for 12 years grammar.